Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now I just got myself the Google Pixel 7a, and in today's video I want to share with you something that is straight to the point without getting extremely lengthy for the video. So we're going to talk about 3 things that I think I really like about this phone and what I think the phone is going for. And of course we're going to talk about 3 things that I dislike about this phone, places where I think could be improved. And last but not least, I think the most important point here is put it in the context of its competitors. So I do have a couple of competitors here. We have the Galaxy A54, which I think is a strong mid-ranger. We also have the more affordable Nothing Phone 1, which I think is a very solid option as well. And last but not least, we actually do have the Poco F5 if you really want to push things to the limit and really talk about value and all that. So it's not going to be a super direct comparison. I'm just going to put it in context with these devices to give you a sort of an idea of whether the Pixel 7a is really the choice for you. Now let's begin. Alright, so the first thing that I really like about this Pixel 7a is, of course, the cameras. Now let me describe to you the kind of camera photos that you can get from the Pixel 7a. So imagine this, the iPhone is on the scale of like being super natural and it looks a little bit bland, whereas the Galaxy A54 on the other hand is on the other side of the spectrum. It is super saturated, it's sharp and all that, but it's super saturated. So where the Pixel 7a sits is actually sort of in the middle. It's closer to pictures from the iPhone because it looks very natural, but it has a sort of very slight punch to it that makes it look very nice. So naturally, I shot a couple of photos. I'm going to show it on the screens for you guys. And I'm also going to put a side-by-side comparison, very quick one, with the Galaxy A54 just to show you what I mean by very saturated photos, because the Galaxy A54 really makes their photos pop. Alright, so moving on to the second thing that I like about the Pixel 7a, and that is actually about the stock Android experience. Now, the stock Android experience is not to say only available on the Pixel 7a, but naturally, because Google makes these phones, they do seem a bit better. Now, I noticed that the interactions, the snappiness of the phone, the responsiveness of the phone, everything is super fast on the Pixel 7a. Although I do want to call out something, and that is I don't really like the fixed widget on the front display. So that is something that I wish was removed. You have the at a glance and the Google search bar at the bottom, which is like permanently fixed onto the first screen. But nevertheless, I still think that the snappiness, the responsiveness on the Pixel 7a is just one of the best. Alright, now moving on to the third point that I like here, and I think that is really about the form factor. Now, if you are someone who appreciates smaller phones, this device is a 6.1-inch device. That means that it's going to fit very nicely in your hand. If you are the kind of person who is always using like one-handed operation, you don't have to use 2 hands. I think this phone, the size is actually perfect for you, considering that the Galaxy A54, which is not a huge phone, is actually slightly larger than the Pixel 7a. So those are the 3 things that I think is really good on the Pixel 7a. If you're looking for a small form factor, you're looking for the stock Android experience, and of course you want excellent cameras, Pixel 7a is for you. Alright, now let's move on to 3 things that I did not really like. Now the first thing that I think might be a slight deal breaker to some is actually the display at the front. Now don't get me wrong, we do have a very beautiful OLED display. The contrast levels is excellent, we have great brightness, outdoors, everything is fine. The only thing that might be a deal breaker is the 90Hz refresh rate. Now after using it for 2 days now actually, I noticed that I was sort of able to get used to it, but whenever I move back to my other phones, the 120Hz just spoils me too much, and I do think that it might be a slight deal breaker to some if you really want that fluid response. Now the second thing that I don't really like about this phone is actually the storage option. Now we only have 128GB. I'm not sure when the 256GB version will land, but 128GB, in my opinion, today is a little bit small, and I know that this is a phone from Google, and of course they expect you to use their cloud storage and all that, but you can also use cloud storage on other phones that come with 256GB. So I just think that have a larger storage so you'll be able to save some files locally is definitely very important if you do a lot of like games, social media, you take a lot of photos and all that. You want to be able to access your files and folders and whatnot on the go at all times. Now, the third thing that I did not really like here is actually the charging speeds. And I did not really time the amount of time that I got to charge this from 0 to full. But this is a relatively small phone, so it comes with a smaller battery, like 4385 mAh if I'm not mistaken. And it does take quite a long time to charge this battery, so definitely, hopefully in the future, Google will, give us like faster charging speeds. I don't expect like 120 watts and all that, because some people might think it will degrade the battery quicker, but just slightly faster than 18 watts might be a better idea. Alright, so let's put it in context with the other phones, what I think about it. So like I said, if I put it side by side with the Galaxy A54, now this Galaxy A54 is actually quite a fair bit cheaper than the Pixel 7a, and you also get a lot of goodies here. Not only do you have this similar kind of premium build, you have this 120Hz AMOLED display, you have a great set of cameras, although it is very saturated, but that may be down to your personal liking. And of course, the experience with One UI and all that, I think you guys are already very familiar with that. And the best part here is that it actually comes with 256GB storage options. So I think the Galaxy A54 is a very strong contender here. If you really appreciate or you need a larger storage, you want like slightly faster charging, I would say it's about the same speed, and you also want a great mid-range phone, I think you might want to consider the Galaxy A54. I have a full video of it. You can check it down in the links below. Now, if your budget is a bit tighter and you also want something close to the stock Android experience, I think this is where the Nothing Phone 1 comes into play. Now, if you just use the 128GB variant side by side with the Pixel 7a, this is much more cheaper, guys. It is so much cheaper. And yes, I know some of you might not like the design at the back here. I mean, it's really down to personal preference once again, but you do get a pretty decent set of sensors at the back, which is also having the type of natural kind of look. And also, you have this very nice, close to stock Android kind of experience with a touch of Nothing OS here and there. So it's actually quite a nice phone as well. I think this is actually one of the strongest, options or alternative to the Pixel 7a, just because the Nothing Phone 1 is actually a pretty great phone. Now, last but not least, the Poco F5. Now, I know this phone is probably or might probably not be available to everyone out there, but this is really the killer, because the pricing is not only much cheaper than the Pixel 7a, but you also get that way more powerful Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 2, which is just killing the game. It's so powerful in here. If you are the kind of person who games a lot, this processor here is just too good, guys. But of course, you have MIUI on board, and you can't compare that to stock Android. If software experience is really important to you, I mean, MIUI is MIUI. Alright guys, so there you have it. Just a very quick take on the Pixel 7a and my thoughts on it. Definitely, I still think it is a very decent purchase. If you want, like I said, the stock Android experience, the great cameras, the form factor and all that, yeah, go for the Pixel 7a by all means. But if you are on a tighter budget, there are a lot of alternatives out there that might also serve you very well. Now, with that said, thank you for watching today's video all the way to the end. Hopefully it helped you out in one way or the other. Don't forget to drop a like if you like this video, sub to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.